a high-end microbrand. Does that exist, and also does it work, and is it worth the bang for the buck? That's what we're here to check out. Thanks to Monarte, we're gonna check out their watch and make sure to give you a true and honest opinion of how we have experienced wearing this watch on our wrists. I mean, an exclusive feeling, yeah, you definitely get that from the box. It was a hefty package when it was laying outside the door, and the piano wrist color gives a quite exclusive look. While wearing this, I have my Pascal watch that I reviewed a little bit earlier this year, and I felt like that watch is nice to wear before I'm trying out a big diver. But enough about that, and let's get back into Monarte. Because Monarte is a brand we learned about during last year actually, because it is a brand that has quite a history in several different European countries, and we're gonna get back into that a little bit later, because now we're opening the box and seeing what's inside. Because here we have the Squid Monarte in this awesome green dial color. This is the watch we're gonna get a lot closer at just in a couple of seconds. The first feeling when I pick up this watch is it is quite a hefty piece. At the same time, it's not huge. And the proportions we're gonna give you a lot about later. But when you first spin it around, you notice there's a robust clasp and a solid case, and this stupid plastic that we really need to remove straight away so we can give you a good look at this awesome dial. Inside the box you obviously have this international warranty card, and what's cool with this brand is that you get 5 years of warranty. This is quite a long for a Microbrand, I have to say. Mine isn't signed because it's a review piece, but this 5-year warranty I think gives you a little bit of extra security, and something that might help me if I was gonna buy a Microbrand to pull the trigger feeling that this will last for a long time. But now you've seen some of the footage of this watch, and you can really see what stands out. And that is the dial. That is a Guilloché dial, which is a designing technique, one can say. This is how you basically create this awesome pattern, as you can see on the dial. And I will give you a super close-up when you can truly see the design that has been put into this dial. And I'm not gonna go into exactly how this is done, because you can read up on their website where they will show you and explain to you how they went from the first step, as they call a water drop design, and all the different steps they had to go through before they hand assemble each dial down in Switzerland. Because this technique is what gives us watch nerds these awesome beautiful dials that makes us kind of look into the watch for hours. The clasp on the back here has of course also some plastic cover to protect the watch, but it is a super solid watch clasp, and I will show you much closer later, but it is a quite big and robust clasp, I have to say. I think this is also an upgrade from the previous versions. When I looked at reviews before, I saw that they had another clasp that did not look as well built as this one, so this is definitely an upgrade from what I've seen before. The specifications of the watch is quite important, because we have a diameter of 40.5mm, we have a thickness of 11.4. The lug to lug measure, which I think is the most important, is 47.5mm. These measures actually gives us quite a normal watch, I have to say. This is neither big or small, but if I have to say, it feels a little bit more on the larger level, and I think actually that's not because of the measures I just said. But that's basically because the link's thickness is quite a bit bigger than some other watches, and also the clasp is not a small one, so it feels a little bit more like a larger watch, I have to say. And then we're back looking at the dial again, because this is actually what caught my attention all the freaking time. Because there's so much to explore on this watch. I mean, when I was looking this close through my camera, is actually when I saw some of the hidden details that I didn't really see at first. And it took me several minutes before I actually realized that in this little circle that is just inside the indexes, you can maybe see it here a little bit, there's actually a text written. And this kind of small text and things that pop up during reviewing a watch is quite unique. It's not often that it takes you quite a long time to see one of the cooler details close to the dial. So I have to say I'm truly impressed with this dial, and I've seen quite a lot of cool dials in my days. To really give you the feel of how this watch looks on my 16.5 centimeter wrist, we need to shorten the link. And removing the strap is super easy because we have this quick release system, which is kind of standard nowadays. But I think since Monarte have also developed their own strap, I think it's also good that they have not forgotten to do this, because this makes it very easy, and you can also put this watch on a lot of funny straps, I think. Here you see the links by itself. As you can see, it is tapered. It actually goes from 20 millimeters to 18 millimeters, so it has slightly taperedness. But from the side you can see that the strap is quite thick, which gives us a little bit of the larger feeling, as I said before. And also, something that I think shows that this is not your ordinary Microbrand, because you have this micro adjustment built into the clasp. Yeah, you heard how crispy this one is. This is something you see on more of the high-end brands, I think, but you can really hear, and I can tell you, the feeling of this micro adjustment is awesome. The back case has a lot of things at it, because this one not only gives you some of the specifications and shows you that you have these kind of Swiss-made divers with 300 meters water resistance, but it also has this kind of awesome visualization and kind of art of a squid back there. And I always try to show you the full watch without the strap in my videos, because here you can truly see the shape of the case. You can see the lugs are quite neat. Even if they're robust and big, they're not so big, which gives us this 47.5 millimeter lug to lug measure, which I think is nice. Setting the time is quite straightforward. Of course, we have a screw down crown when you have a diver's watch, but I always put the watch at 6 o'clock when I'm going to try to set the quick set of the date, and that works as smooth as one would suggest. Shortening the link, you actually need a screw chisel, and actually you would need 2 of them, because you're gonna have to hold it from the other side, and then you can screw it out quite easily. Having screwed links gives you another dimension of this watch brand's quality. Spring bars and push springs, as usually are on straps, they work, but they're never as solid as these screwed links. It also shows that Monarte have gone the extra mile to give you this kind of really premium experience, even if you're buying a quite small Microbrand. And this is something that I will have to say that actually makes this kind of €1,000 watch worth it, because you feel that it's not only the dial, it's not only the box, it's not only the strap, but it's all of that together. And this is how it fits my 16.5 centimeter wrist. I think it wears really nice. As I said before, this probably looks a lot similar to the first watch I got when I was 16, size-wise and how it feels on my wrist. This feels like a perfect normal watch when it comes to the measures, but it gives you a real tickle when you look at the dial. Wrapping up this video, I wanted to show you how this watch looks outside. And I think the green really pops nicely. I've worn this mostly to blue shirts and I think it really gives my look another dimension. Also, when the sun hits the watch, I can tell you the Guilloché dial really pops even more. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching and I hope you like what you've seen. Let me know in the comments if you have tried and heard about this brand, and then we'll see you in the next video.